Now, this is a hierarchy of the illuminated elite. This is just basically what you see for Freemasons. That, it's not secret. You can go find out what their hierarchy is, but the symbology is something that's not understood. They don't, explain exactly what's going on with it. But what you'll notice is the ranking system ends at the highest point, 33. And in every single instance, it's always associated with a phoenix. And there's this little triangle over the phoenix's head with 33 written in. That's the highest place you can actually ascend to in ranking, in the hierarchy of the illuminated elite. There's a close-up of it. Again, 33 with rays coming out of it, right over the head of this phoenix. And even closer, an interesting variation, a two-headed eagle, which symbolizes past and future. So somehow, here is that dividing point between past and future, or aeon. And it's always associated with this triangular 33. Then here's the accoutrements of geography and architecture superimposed over the earth. Well, a phoenix, because that's what this is, it really is a phoenix, it's not just an eagle, has its origin etymologically from the word Phoenicia. Phoenix and Phoenicia actually mean burning bread color. Phonica actually means redness. And the Phoenicians were called that by the Greeks. In some of the versions of why they came up with that name, the Greeks, they traded with the Phoenicians and they saw that they were really sunburned from hanging out in the ocean all the time, and that doesn't make much sense. The Phoenicians didn't call themselves Phoenicians, they called themselves Sidonians. And they existed between the highest reach of 33 and the lowest. Here's Phoenicia right here. Here's Mount Hermon, a central point in Phoenicia. And you can see that the actual map that the Knights Templar would have used during the Crusades is that 33 on their meridian, which is in Paris, so that's their zero meridian, would put 33 perfectly through Phoenicia. In fact, really close to Jerusalem itself. So then, of course, 33 in latitude crosses longitude at that place. And it's the only one. That's the difference between the Greenwich meridian and the Paris meridian. And you can see here, that's where Mount Hermon is. In fact, that's the only place, using the Paris meridian, that would ever happen. Longitude and latitude will ever cross on dry land. Then I'm focusing on Mount Hermon because it's from the center of Mount Hermon that Enoch says an extraterrestrial invasion occurred that started civilization up to begin with. And it's also known in the Bible as Canaan. And Canaan is actually the root for the word dog, or at the same time, canon, which means law, or somebody who is cunning, which means intelligent. Canaan actually means lowly in the basic form, to be the lowest. It also represents the star Sirius, in Latin canicula, or in Greek cuna astro, because the star Sirius in the greatest antiquity was always the brightest star in the heavens. It's where the prime meridian of the heavens was established. It's not the first degree of Aries like the Greeks say. That's only based on where the sun was rising in the spring equinox during the Hellenistic era. Of course, because we have precession, that changes and it's moved quite a bit. So the only place that doesn't change is the brightest star in the heavens. Here you have, supposedly, there's two different foundation myths for Rome. Livy, the historian of Rome, said that the Romans really believed that they were the sons of Mars because Romulus and Remus in the myth are the sons of Mars, and they were suckled from a wolf. And the reason for this symbolism is twofold. Here's Ptolemy. He's actually established where the prime meridian is. You can see he doesn't do it exactly like I have, put the prime meridian through the constellation, but it's right up against it. And this is Sirius, the star, the dog star. And so it's actually directly underneath, like I was saying, the pillars of heaven, which are Gemini. And Gemini actually ride out their feet on the Milky Way. So that's why they're associated with milk from the wolf, because it's all symbolism. It's all supposed to get you to focus on this point in the heavens. Here's the Milky Way at their feet, Sirius right embedded in it. Here's the prime meridian of the heavens. If you can establish a reference point in the heavens, then you'll be able to establish understanding of the reference point on the earth and how heavens and earth are actually built together in this way. And then read the clock. Because the clock is pointing out a very important date. Again, going to Mars, the wily and crafty Schiaparelli, who actually mapped Mars when it was closest to the Earth in time, that his eyesight was still intact, put the prime meridian right through where Cydonia is on the map. Or he affixed the name Cydonia over where the prime meridian would be. And here's the location of where these enigmatic structures are, and the zero meridian for Cydonia itself. Now back to Roswell. On the morning of July 4th, and almost on the July 3rd too, this is almost where it is on a present day, because the crash actually supposedly happened on the night of the 3rd, but in the morning of the 4th, when the sun rises, it rises in the constellation of the Pillars, where we have the prime meridian of the heavens. And as soon as it rises 19.47 degrees above the horizon, Sirius is on the horizon.